Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat, brought to you on the Michigan Business Network, coming to you from our studios in downtown Lansing. We're fortunate to have Joshua Gembala. He's the manager of Enhanced Security Services at ASK. And there's nothing you love more, and especially at the holidays, than security, right? So you got to be a very popular guy, Josh.
It's a timely topic.
It certainly is. And we're going to talk about cybersecurity here. So with so many businesses moving to a remote style work environment, which is basically what we're demonstrating right here with this interview, what security challenges have they faced in this last year?
Well, I think the most obvious one is that they just weren't prepared. Most companies, if they had remote workers, they were just a small portion of their workforce. A lot of big companies had even moved away from remote work in the last couple of years in favor of different, they believed on-site provided better collaboration. So a lot of big companies had switched away. And now you go from a system that's designed for maybe 10% of your workforce to now having 90 or 100% of your workforce trying to connect to things like VPNs, web-based applications, and they just weren't ready for that. To add on to that, there's a huge drop in visibility for their IT personnel and their security personnel when you take all these people out of the environment where you used to see pretty much everything that they did through monitoring. Now you're relying on other tools much more heavily than you were before. And go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, and interestingly enough, as you're checking off this list, I'm saying in my head, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready for that. Thank God we have ASK to protect us from all that.
Yeah, and even if you were one of those companies that was ready for those things, I think some of the awkward conversations that you had to have regarding VPNs and privacy, now you have employees that haven't traditionally used this technology, and they're streaming their Netflix over the company VPN, or accessing other content. So the things that you do have visibility into those people's lives that you didn't previously might be awkward conversations that you had to have.
So let's talk about the threat landscape and how that has changed in the last year.
Again, I think the big obvious one was COVID-themed attacks. We had a lot of COVID-themed phishing email attacks. We had a lot of COVID-themed text-based attacks. And then there were the social media attacks that popped up, where compromised social media accounts were used to share links that would maybe take you to a malicious website or to a scam. Those were all really popular. We've also seen a big bump in traditional scams in the last couple of weeks, especially like tech support scams, gift card scams. So much so that the FTC actually put out a warning about it, and they have a website, FTC Pass It On, where they provide information for you to either learn about scams, or it gives you a resource to share with more vulnerable individuals that could fall for those scams.
Hey, Josh, we're going into a new year, so predictions. So what are 2 or 3 security predictions for 2021?
Well, with new restrictions in place for COVID, I'm anticipating that we're going to see COVID-themed scams continue into the next year, probably at least for the first few months. Also, one of the things I think we're going to see is that maybe we have more cyber criminals now than we did have before this. And I'm hoping that there's research that shows us, look, are more people involved in cybercrime because they're taking advantage of COVID, or has the economic conditions of COVID encouraged more people to move into cybercrime?
I can't imagine that we have more than we had, because we had enough. Listen, if there are 3 things in business that a business owner can do better in the upcoming year for their business and their security, what would they be?
So I can't believe that we're still talking about this. As many times as you and I have met, I still have to say multi-factor authentication. I've spent 3 years on your show at random times, and I don't think a single one I have not said multi-factor authentication, but people are still, not enough of them are doing it. Look, every business needs to use multi-factor authentication. You have to. It's not an option anymore. You have to do it. And then the one that I think we don't see enough progress on is, look, owners need to be part of the conversation. Too many people are just saying, oh, my IT team takes care of that. Or, I pay for this third-party service. If you're in the C-suite, if you're an owner and you're not driving the conversation when it comes to information security, you're doing it wrong. You need to lead on this.
Well, I'll tell you what, not like the Yankees will win the pennant predictions, but there's still stuff we should know, that's for sure, right?
Definitely.
All right. Josh Gembala, thanks so much. We appreciate it. Thanks for everything that you do from ASK as the manager of Enhanced Security Services. And stay safe. Have a great holiday.
You too, Chris. Thanks for having me.
All right. You're watching the Michigan Business Beat on the Michigan Business Network. I'm Chris Holman. There's a lot ahead, so stick around.